Well, hello, future moms and dads. Does that ever sober you even more than coronavirus to think that one day you're going to be a mom? One day you're going to be called daddy? That's amazing. You better get this stuff down now. By the way, this is the best time to learn about parenting. We are in Parenting with a Purpose, part number 2. And it is imperative as a mom and dad that you have goals, that you know where you're headed with your children. We talked about several things. Just want to review very quickly. Have a proper perspective of your child. In order to have the right purpose, you got to have a proper perspective of your child. And I love this little outline. My child has a sinful nature. Well, that's honesty. My child can be trained. That's going to be hard work. And my child will bring glory to God. That gives hope. Put a positive protection around your child. Have a proper perspective of your child. Believe the promise of providence for your child. God's going to use your child. Then, why should we have a purpose? Well, God has for our lives. Satan's got a purpose for your kids. It gives unity to the parents. It gives consistency for the parents, and children are sinners. So you're going to have a purpose, something that keeps you together as parenting. So what are these purposes? I mentioned that Marilee and I, we put down some goals. We put down a purpose of what we were going to do with Ben, Luke, and Drew. And I wanted to give you these that we had. These don't have to be yours, but I am going to tell you something, future moms and dads. You have to have a purpose for your children. You got to have a goal. You have to have a target where you're headed. Number one for Marilee and I was to be our child's greatest influence. We talked about this in the last lecture, but I think this is very important, that we determined no one was going to have a greater influence in Ben, Luke, and Drew while they were growing up all the way through their teen years than their mom and dad was going to be their biggest influence. Number two, that we decided it wasn't good kids that we wanted godly kids. And I know we went through that, but I wanted to go back over those. Those are so important. You do whatever you want for your goal, but I got to tell you what, both of these goals served us well. We said, Lord, more than having good boys, we want to have godly sons. We are going to be the great, boy, did we have to battle over that. I mean, coaches came in and youth pastors and teachers and friends and different areas. But we said, no, we're going to be the biggest influence in our children's lives. Number three, I love this one. We decided to teach our children practical life skills. Practical life skills. Okay. Number one, areas of personal hygiene. Now, we thought there's going to be things, in our generation today, there are so many children that don't know how to do anything but run their telephone and run a video game. We felt that our boys needed to learn practical life skills. Number one, about personal hygiene. Wow, this is very interesting around with the virus. If I was a parent right now of small children, I would be teaching them how to wash their hands, how to brush their teeth, how to cough in their arm. You teach them personal hygiene things. Brush their teeth, wash their hands, clip their nails, how to take a shower, how to comb their hair, how to put on deodorant, how to wipe themselves. I'm sorry, but clean their ears, teach them how to sneeze, how to cough. How to show them how to wash their laundry. All of these personal hygiene things your children need to know. Now, I'll be honest with you. This virus has taught a lot of people how to take care of themselves a lot better than before the virus was here. Well, I hope that we taught Ben, Luke, and Drew some things on how to have some personal hygiene. Number two, practical life skills, maintenance. How to change a light bulb. Tool identification. I remember we used to put the tools out on a couch and the boys would sit down and I would tell them, go on up there and pick up the channel locks, pick up the Phillips screwdriver, teach them tool identification. There's kids today don't even know what tools are and what they're used for. We taught our boys what the tools were and how to use those tools. Light bulb, washing the dishes. Yeah, we had a dishwasher, but we still taught them how, and yeah, by the way, even if you have a dishwasher, you almost got to wash those dishes anyhow. I know about this a little bit, okay? Mowing the lawn, how to sew, how to iron. Boy, we taught our boys how to iron a shirt so that their shirts didn't look like road maps, how to do laundry, how to sweep and mop. How to make a bed. I don't think we did real well in that area. But anyways, how to plunge a toilet, how to vacuum, how to put gas in the car, maintenance areas. We taught our boy, and you can have a lot of fun with these things too. By the way, you can't just tell a child, go vacuum the floor. You got to teach a child how to vacuum the floor. You watch them. Let them watch you how to do it for a moment. Then they do it. And it can actually be a pleasurable thing, not a chore that they go, oh, I got to do the vacuuming. Well, teach them how to do vacuuming and praise them when they do it well. And all of these things, again, we didn't teach them how to change a light bulb when they were 2. But when they were 8 or 9 or 10, we taught them about electricity. We taught them how to change that light bulb and how to take that out and how to do all of these things. Boy, I will tell you, teaching your children how to do practical life skills in the areas of maintenance. You guys can come up with a whole list I don't even have. Matter of fact, that's going to be something I'm going to ask you to post in a moment. Work skills. We taught our children how to show up on time, how to finish the job. You start a job, you finish it. How to put away your tools. I think we didn't do real well in that one either. But anyways, how to put away their tools. How to be smarter, not stronger. We taught them some work skills. And that was important. Then look at this, the next one, finances. We taught all of our boys, and they still do now, all 3 of them have piggy banks. We taught them how to save money. We taught them how to give, how to tithe, how to give to missions. We taught them about the worth of something, and a penny saved is a penny earned, And we taught them the value of finances and money, and that money's given for 2 purposes, to live and to give. And we practically showed them how to have a checking account, how to save money in this account, how to give monthly to their church. I think these are very important things. How not to borrow all the time from people. Personal relationship skills. Look into the eyes of the person that's speaking to you. Say thank you. Shake hands with a firm handshake. 2 words that will take you a long ways, boys. Sir and ma'am. Sir and ma'am. And I know that's a lot of parts of the country aren't used anymore today. But you know what? We taught our boys that when they're talking to an elder, it was always, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And those are just practical life skills that's going to help them. Now listen to this, students. We knew that we would love our boys all of their life, but we wanted other people to love our boys too. So we taught them practical life skills, how to keep themselves clean and orderly, how to do maintenance things that they could live on their own, how to cook, these type of things. Work skills. We taught them how to work hard and things to show up on time and finish the job, and finances and personal relationships. And the boys are pretty successful. I have a special needs boy that should probably, many people even thought, should be in an institution. And yet, my son is very high functioning. I think a lot of that is teaching practical life skills. My other 2 sons have become very successful in life. And it isn't just, they've been gifted. No, you teach your kids practical life skills, how to do certain things in personal hygiene, maintenance, work skills, finances, personal relationships. It makes a big difference. Make as one of your goals. I'm going to teach my children practical life skills. Now, I got a little thing. No grade on this, just for fun. Post some other areas that your children should do in these areas. I didn't give a whole exhaustive list in hygiene or maintenance or work skills, finances, personal relationships. Post some other things that you would say, hey, Dr. Shetler, this would be another area that a child could learn some practical life skills. I'd love to see those and post those that we could show each other as well and build this list even greater. Number 4, to develop a proper attitude towards authority. We really felt that this was an important thing, that an authority figure was always honored and represented. By the way, that's going to be pretty important in their relationship with you. But it's important that their relationships with other authority figures are good and they would always have a proper attitude. Now, I got to tell you something. We'll talk about some other things on parenting in a couple other lectures down the road. But I will tell you this. We, by and large, would always take the side of the authority figure. I listened to my boys. My boys came back and they said a coach did this and a coach said, I would listen, but I would always lift up that authority position. And I would always say, you know what? You still need to go back to your coach and you need to ask for forgiveness for the way that you treated that other player, or the way that you handled this situation, or that you threw the bat. And I saw what you did. I was at the game. And you know what? You need an apology to your coach or to your teacher, to whatever authority, your youth pastor. You know what? It doesn't matter what your youth pastor did. You know what you did, and you need to go back. And I believe that my boys would say, Dad listened to us, but Dad always backed the authority. Because I'm telling you something, authority is the representative of God. And if they don't have the right relationship with authority, they're never going to have the right relationship with God. So we felt that developing the proper attitude towards authority was important. Submit to and respect anyone in position of authority, which sir and ma'am, we said that. Parents should be living under authority and supporting authority in their lives. By example is going to be the greatest thing you're going to give your kids in that area. Your children should see authority as God's protection and guide for them. That was really big with us. We always said, hey, your protection is your authority. Reasons why children rebel against authority. Then these were really good. Promises are not kept. You didn't keep the promises as an authority figure, so now they're hurt. No admission of failure. Listen, if you're in an authority position, if you're a mom, dad, if you're a camp counselor, if you're in an authority position, you're going to make mistakes. And your campers or your children are going to know that before anyone does. Admit it. Hey, listen, I did wrong in this decision. Hey, I had a bad attitude. Hey, what I said to you guys and the way that I said it was wrong, and I ask you to forgive me. I think when authority never admits that they're wrong, that causes more problems than anything. I can't tell you how many times in a semester that I have to ask for forgiveness from students because I did something wrong as dean of students or vice president or teacher or whatever. I think we've got to admit that we do things wrong if we're in authority. Too strict or too lenient. You can be too strict on a child. You can also be too lenient, and they take that as rejection that you don't care. Number 4, disciplines in anger. Boy, you ever discipline in anger, it causes bitterness. Number 5, inconsistent standards. No wonder they rebelled against authority. There was inconsistent standards. One day like this, the next day like that. They do not have right priorities. They don't have the right priorities, and that causes rebellion because other things are more important than the things that should be. Number 7, impatience with instruction. They'll look to others. They don't want to be taught by their parents anymore. Impatience. That's where I think also fathers provoke not your children to wrath. You're impatient with them. Number 8, no harmony between authority figures. When mom and dad aren't getting along, let me tell you something that's going to cause problem with those underneath that. And so important. Instant obedience was another thing. That's number 5, by the way. I think we got a typo mistake there. But number 5 goal that Jim and Mary Lee had for our kids was instant obedience. How'd you do on that one, Brother Shetler? You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my boys instantly obeyed all the time. But we did believe that that was a goal that we set up. And I'm going to tell you why. The Holy Spirit doesn't have to speak with a loud voice. And the Holy Spirit doesn't have to speak many times. And we knew that if our boys don't obey us instantly, how will they ever listen to the Holy Spirit? There's a lot of young people that don't have a clue what God's will is. But I don't think it's that God hasn't told them what it is. It's that they're not listening because they never obeyed the first time. They never obeyed their parents until they heard a certain decibel level or they heard their middle name mentioned. James Edward Shetler. Oh boy, I better listen now. I better obey now. We really tried to teach our boys, Ben, you need to do this now. Luke, what did we ask you? Do it now. We expected and we went for instant obedience. No, we did not always get it. Our boys did not obey instantly all the time. But it didn't mean it wasn't a goal in the Shetler home. And I'll tell you something. It's interesting. My boys have never struggled a lot with knowing God's will for their life. Sure, everybody questions or seeks God's will for their life. But I got to tell you something. I think that they listen to authority the first time. I think it's very important that we don't let children. We tell a child to do something, we should expect that child to do it, and we should expect that they do it right away. A great principle to instill in your children to help them be spirit controlled is instant obedience to outward authority, or they're never going to listen to the spirit inside. Number 2 bullet pointer there, never shout at your children. Now, my wife really helped me with this. I had a shouting family. And I think I shouted at my children quite a bit, I think, for a while. But, I saw Marilee. Marilee had that teacher's look and that teacher's voice. Matter of fact, the more serious Marilee got with the kids, she would speak softer. And the softer she spoke, the boys knew, ooh, we better listen. Never shout at your children. Make sure your yes means yes and your no means no. That is so important with a child. If you say something, mean it. That your word means something. Don't change. Don't make exceptions all the time. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Consequences must be given for not obeying instantly. I just had to do it. You know what? You do that early. We'll be talking about this actually in the next lecture about corporal consequences. But if you do the consequences must be given for not obeying instantly. They can be trained to do this even if they're older. If a child wasn't trained to obey instantly, you could still do it. Well, how in the world is that done? Number 1, you go to that child, you ask for forgiveness. I am sorry that I have been a parent that has not asked for instant obedience. Number 2, you start giving consequences out. And you stick with it. Your yay means yay and your nay means nay. Give them consequences. Number 3, give them praise. Give them praise. And number 4, give it time. It's going to take some time for them to come back. But I think you can even do this with a teenager, instant obedience. Now listen, these do not have to be your 5 goals for parenting, but you do have to have goals in your parenting. For Jim and Marilee, with our 3 sons, we decided, hey, you know what? We're going to be our child's greatest influence. I think that was a great goal to have. We're going to have godly seed, not just good kids. We want godly kids. We want to teach them practical life skills. We want them to have the proper attitude towards authority, and we want them to obey instantly. Hey, how'd you do on your goals, Brother Shetler? Well, let me tell you this. A lot better than if we would have never had goals. Okay, you know what? Maybe we didn't reach everything we wanted to with our 3 sons, but I'll tell you what, we got a lot more accomplished with our 3 sons, and they became more of arrows for God because we did have goals. And I want to tell you, students, you have to have goals for your children. And if you're in a committed relationship right now that's heading towards marriage, you ought to be talking to your future spouse about the goals you'd have for children. And Marilee and I did have that talk. When we got engaged and we started talking about marriage, we started talking about the way we'd raise our kids. A lot of times by the examples that we saw in church, good and bad. We said, we're not going to let our kids do that. Or, boy, wasn't that good what that family did with their kids? We want to implement that in our marriage and in our family as well. I'm going to skip over part 2, so we're going to end our lecture right now. Our next lecture will be lecture 15, Corporal Consequences for Children. All right, this is a great one. This lecture is about really how to spank your children. I'm going to show you biblically how you can spank your children and give them corporal consequences for wrongdoing and how it can change the next generation. I'm telling you right now, Lecture 15 on the corporal consequences of children is one of the most important lectures of the entire series on the family in the home. Look forward to seeing you at the next lecture and being a real blessing to you. We love you guys and we miss you and we wish you were here, but we're looking forward to you being the next moms and dads in the next generation.